Yeah, get on my level, peasant.
Wait, how did you get 14 stuff?
He rolled a 4, and then he rolled a 10.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
Nice.
And we
I-
are live.
And I have 1 stuff.
Yep. And Jeff, again, is our glass cannon. So,
I'm
let
Inverse
us
on the stream.
begin with this quick start of Keepsakes. So, everybody remember how to play? Because I kind of remember how to play it. Maybe we should go over this quickly.
Yeah, it's right there. Do it.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt.
Do it.
Do it now!
Do it live.
With spice. Or some such nonsense. So, first off, with our players, we have Felix, we have Abaddon, and we have Major Blank. Abaddon was from the last stream, if anybody remembers. Unfortunately, that one has gone into the ether. So, the only ones who remember are those who were there. So, Major Blank. Sounds like Felix is going to be an outsider. Abaddon, what were you going to be? I forget.
Broken.
Yeah, that's right. You were the broken. And Major Blank, which role did you pick?
The only one that makes sense for a infiltration expert. He will be an undersider.
All right. And all of you picked your keys. I know we have a car key with Felix.
House key.
House key.
And you know what? This was not planned, but I picked house lock or padlock key because, once again, infiltration expert.
Sounds good. And I believe you get, what was it? Keepsakes and relics. You get 3 items that are personal to you. Felix, you are a stuffed tiger, correct?
Uh-huh.
Felix the cat?
Yeah. Got a fake mustache, a tiny sombrero, and a bow tie. Those are my 3 keepsakes.
Do I have Felix?
Pretty
Sure.
much.
Yeah, that's what was popping in my head. I was almost going for Daniel Tiger for a bit, but then I was like, nah.
So, quick question, just making sure everybody can hear me clearly this time. I know last time we had some serious cutouts, so I just wanted to make sure that the audio quality sounds good.
So far, loud and clear.
Awesome.
No cutouts, no stuttering. It's 10 out of 10. Highly recommend. Would bang.
I am not a robot. All right.
I don't know about that.
That's true. I might be a pod person.
You were like an early 2000s cell phone call.
That's amazing. So, Major Blank, what were your 3 keepsakes or relics?
I'm still trying to decide number 3.
Yeah.
But number 1 is a Sharpie.
That's awesome.
Number 2 is a grappling hook. And his key is actually going to look like the for those familiar with the Elder Scrolls franchise, it's going to look like the skeleton key.
I like that.
All right.
Nice.
All right.
Although with one difference, when it's combat mode, instead of having a key, it will be a shiv.
That's
So
awesome.
I do have a question. Is your grappling hook like toy size, or you like got this straight up full size?
Oh no,
grappling hook
it's
you guys carry around?
it's toy size. It is appropriate for, it was one of his one of his accessories as an action figure. The
'Cause
Sharpie
I'm just
is,
imagining this child that has this full size grappling hook that pairs it with.
That would be hilarious, but well, mind you, the as a sequel to Captain Kaboom, this is one of the larger style of action figures. Like, oh, what was that? What was that show in? It was like in the late '90s, early thousands, where you had the two different teams of toys that were given sentience, and like there was
Oh,
the
Small
military.
Soldier.
Yes. So like that size, where they're, like they'd go up to, somebody's shin or knee, and but still very much so still a toy.
We're
But
so old.
yeah, I turned 30 in less than a month. I'm getting there.
Oh,
That
you're
look
so
on your
young.
face.
You're so young. So young.
Oh, and Maddie goes by in the background and says, "You're saying getting old wrong." But oh man, I'm still trying. You know what? The third will actually be a like stereotypical like adventurer's cloak that obscures all major features.
Then it's made out of like a kitchen towel or something.
No, this is another one of his accessories.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But because he would put the hood up, and Assassin's Creed style, just blend into
yeah.
the crowd, and
Sounds
have
good.
all of his facial features be hidden by this gigantic hood.
All right.
And it would be navy blue,
navy blue.
because if you're actually trying to sneak into places, fun fact, if you're trying to sneak into places at night, do not wear actual black, because you will stick out. You will be a black silhouette, but blue is what they use to blend in at night.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. So,
Be right back. No momento. I'm still listening, though.
Yeah, no worries. So, Abaddon, what were your three again? Because I forgot.
It's perfect timing, right after I take a bite.
Like you do. Yep, munch, 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 dude.
So, Abaddon is a reversible plushie. Like so. And around Abaddon's midsection is a charm bracelet from their last owner that has a few different charms on it that will do what they want. One of those charms is a charm-sized keyblade, as if from Kingdom Hearts.
Gotcha.
That key is also Abaddon's house key. And when it goes into combat mode, they pull it off the charm bracelet, activate it, and it grows to a wieldable size for them to have a sword.
I see.
And Abaddon is a broken, which means he was either lost or abandoned. And so, yeah, play on terms with how you pronounce his name and their name and how it's spelled.
Awesome.
I just remembered something, because I've got my top on the back of the chair. For legal reasons, any views expressed by me are not a representation of any official U.S. Army positions or opinions, and reflect solely the views of the speaker.
Fair.
Anything that I say cannot and should not be interpreted as a statement in an official capacity. I am on my own time.
I can respect that.
Yep, for sure.
I work in legal. I gotta.
Yeah.
So, y'all ready then?
All ready for
I was born ready, motherfucker.
All right, so let's see if I can get this to work correctly. Otherwise, it'll be just sad. Gathering together, you find yourselves at the top of an old stagecoach, and the carriage is making its way towards the Misthaven Manor. Clackety clack clack clack. Oh yeah.
Mechanical keyboards are the best.
They are, most definitely. But all of you have decided to infiltrate and try to retrieve what is believed to be the source of these crazy and insane steam-powered monstrosities that have been plaguing the countryside and slowly been taking and killing and collecting all of your fellows, honestly. After the Great Awakening, when the Keepsakes began sentience, these steam-powered machinations just like showed up and started collecting, killing, and enslaving the awakened left and right. You think that somewhere buried in the heart of Misthaven Manor lies the source, or at least some way to combat these. The manor itself is up on a high cliff that's overlooking a bay, and it looks like a large multi-storied Victorian building. And as you would during infiltration, it is definitely night. And the mists have gathered pretty heavily, which have allowed you to pretty much stay occluded on the roof of this carriage. What would you all like to do?
So, Major Blank is just going to, with his his paint completely worn off of the face and just 2 dots and a straight line for a mouth. He's just gonna look at each of the companions without saying a word.
I'll wave a paw.
It's like if Snake Eyes had a baby with a Ditto.
Wow.
That's beautiful and horrifying. That's nightmare fuel.
Horrifying.
Nightmare fuel.
Oh,
We
wait.
gotta get you some shades, dude.
Abaddon switches into infiltration mode.
And the mist is coalesced to kind of this heavy, wet, porous rain that just kind of soaks through everything. And it takes another good 30 to 40 minutes up this muddy, cobble-strewn road as you approach the large manor. The carriage that you're in is being driven by what appears to be these large mechanical beasts of burden, somewhere between a horse and an oxen. And the people
I like it.
Yeah,
A Hoxen, if you were.
Yep, a Hoxen, if you will. Don't go Hoxen a Luigi.
No.
It's a me, a Luigi. Okay.
That was bad, and you should feel bad. I know you don't, but you should.
I'm a dad. And these are my dad jokes. I sell them and dad joke accessories.
Oh God. All right, calm down there, Hank. Hell.
I was gonna say that boy ain't right.
So, as the carriage reaches a complete stop and the large mechanical beasts of burden, these Hoxen, which I like that term, that's going to be great now, come to almost an abrupt stop. And you can hear the people below leaving the carriage, and they're just chattering about something about share prices and how the company won't be the same as they enter into the front doors of this large building. And it looks like this massive Victorian manor. I mean, it's got these large white columns and stonework in the front with the two sculpted iron lions that are on each side of the main steps. Old ivy looks like it's traced up the brickwork on the side of the chimney, which is adjoined with several other major chimneys and openings in the roof. There's a few lightning spires that are made out of wrought iron that are next to weather vanes. Yeah, it looks like it at one time was probably quite beautiful, but because of the bay and the mist, it's slowly but surely given way to rot.
So it's like covered in that fine layer of mold, like everything back home is.
Exactly.
And like let me guess, the trees, they don't have moss just on one side, it's just all the way around.
Oh yeah, and it's thick and spongy.
A fun fact, my dad's house, the lawn is more moss than grass.
Beautiful.
Guess you could say you could take a liking to that.
Wow, dude, that's awesome.
Is there any?
I think we need a pun counter in chat or something.
Yeah.
Is there any steam or smoke coming out of the chimney?
It does look like there is fresh home fire smoke, and the windows are lit. It definitely looks like there are people home.
They're lit, fam.
I was waiting. I knew it was coming.
I held back, but it didn't help.
So I'll whisper to the others, I don't think the chimney's a good idea.
Major Blank is just gonna shrug.
Actually,
if you're like text bubbles you write in your face, or
if we can't find another way in, I can make the chimney work.
I don't know, fire.
Actually,
scary.
no. Wait, I can make the chimney work for me because I only have one stuff.
Well, the chimney would work for the rest of us, but you would die in the process, wouldn't you? Because you would have used up your last.
My house key can make it so I can enter and I can walk through a burning house if I use my house key and take no damage.
Oh yeah, but wait, I thought that used up a stuff.
Yeah, it uses up my one stuff.
Yep.
So
then fall down.
Is there any?
No, I think if you use up your stuff, your chance drops by 1.
Oh yeah, it's like if you're at 0 stuff, then your chance, like your best chance, drops by 1. Right?
Yep. And I did want to shout out to Tabletop Audio from Roll20. That's where the music's coming from. It's totally theirs. 100%. So
When you run out of stuff, each hit against you drops your maximum chance by 1. When you run out of chance, you're dead.
Yep. So be careful, my friends.
As Ralph Wiggum once put it, Jeff is in the "I'm in danger."
Nah, not yet.
Are you sure?
Is there any wildlife around, or is it weirdly devoid?
You can hear what sounds like some scraping here and there. Looking around, it's not so much wildlife that you see, at least on the exterior of the house, but you do see what looks like some more of those steam-powered labor machines that are trolling around the grounds. And they have large fork-like legs that looks like they collect various refuse and move it over and throw it in a dumpster. But those forks look awfully sharp as well. Like each leg on these 4-legged things are split into a fork. That
is there like a higher level balcony or anything?
So if we get caught by those, we're forked.
there is a secondary porch, a wraparound porch that is on the second floor. It looks like that has a columned. It's almost like a columned deck that's roofed.
Well, I mean, Major, grappling hook target, second floor.
He's gonna look at Abaddon and then look at the target, and like it's like he's just like staring into the space. Then he's gonna look at Abaddon, shake his head, hold up his hands.
Need to get closer.
Just a little too short.
All right. So, are you approaching closely? Are you going quietly? What would you like to do?
After seeing the Hoxen, I'm gonna choose to go quietly.
Go quietly. Stealth mode has already been activated.
All right. So, I guess that would be the first chance rolls of the night. Being quiet.
You know what? I'm just gonna spend a stuff.
That's
Okay.
fair.
So for the rest of the group, they see him put up his hood and wipe off his face.
Just whoop.
Exactly. No more ditto, just blank. And somehow that is more unsettling.
That gap in the uncanny valley is just growing. All right, very carefully and quietly, you all deftly make it to up close to the side of the house without the two large laborer-looking machines noticing you. Is there anything in particular you would like to do? You're kind of up against where the ivy meets some of the brickwork next to the chimney, and that little narrow crevice, not crevasse. Crevasse would be much worse. That would be horrible. Just this crevasse. But this narrow crevice that's a little shady. And there's ivy, and the brickwork feels awfully warm where the chimney is. And it looks like old school wooden shake siding on the house.
Now grappling hook.
Question mark?
So like once we're in a relatively safe position, he's gonna pull his hood back and pull out his Sharpie. Boop, boop. And nod.
All right.
And grappling hook.
All right. You rolling for it?
Yes, sir.
I mean, you don't want to use another one of that massive amount of stuff that you have?
I mean, I don't. What would I even do?
Yeah, I think the Undersiders get just their stealthy thing. But yeah, you easily get this. What is your grappling hook made of? Is it just like a clothespin with string, or?
No. It's just a like normal like a like an action figure accessory grappling hook.
So you whip it around and throw it up, and it is and it catches, and it's holding. Looks like it's pinned between some of the railings up on the upper porch on the second level.
So he's going to just like set himself and like tug on it just to keep the line taut, and he's just gonna turn his head and stare at whichever one of them is closest.
I think we're both right there, probably.
Abaddon, you should go first.
Abaddon will just grab on and like all the fins will just kind of pull.
Just yeah, and I mean, it's not super difficult. It's not like you have muscles or anything. You just very lightly, very carefully make your way up this cable, and the railing up above where this grappling hook is connected, it's actually embedded in some of the rotted wood on the upper railing. And it's thick with just kind of this black sludgy mold.
Ooh.
Tasty.
You'd think if they have mechanical groundskeepers, they could get a mechanical maid or something.
Yeah, they didn't want to spend the money.
Abaddon will try and avoid some of the black gooey mold.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like these wet puddles here and there that are slowly sloughing off some of the wooden railing and pooling and congealing.
Yes.
I mean, it's not difficult to edge around it, but it's prevalent. And when you reach the surface of the upper porch, it's not, well, it probably is wood, but it's that fake grass material that is sitting on top of the wood. And it kind of lets this slight crunching sound as you step across it. Almost
Fake
like old
grass material on the balcony. All right.
Yeah. It's almost like
So,
this old shredded wheat type material.
And once Abaddon gets to the top, he's just gonna look at crap, I can't remember Tiger's name.
Felix.
Yeah, he's gonna just move his stare to Felix now.
Yes, sir. And I'll just climb
Yep.
on up.
Yeah, and it goes nice and easy. As you reach the top, you notice that one of those large mechanical laborers is heading around the side of the building where Major Blank is at.
I'll whisper down as best as I can. We got to make this quick.
And
So,
as he says that, you sound what sounds like almost, or you hear what sounds like almost the sound of a shovel stabbing into the ground about 5 feet away from you around the side of the house.
So just hearing that, he's immediately he's gonna keep one hand holding onto the grappling hook, but the other hand is gonna pull up his hood and wipe off his face, and I'm gonna use another stuff.
All right. As you go incognito mode.
And then, maintaining stealth, just make his way up the grappling hook as he has done many a time in his adventures.
All right. And you see it as well. The railings are old pitted wood that's rotted, and there's a lot of that black mold that kind of has that weird petroleum smell of mildew in it. It just kind of emanates from the entire porch. On the opposite side of the porch, shrouded in the darkness, overseeing where the bay would be, you see what looks like a rocking chair that's very slightly moving.
That's not disturbing at all.
What's disturbing is the sides of the rocking chair have like those ropes of the same kind of mildewy mold hanging down.
That is not a happy chair.
Could just be the wind.
It doesn't matter if it's just the wind. There's ropes. That chair is used to restrain things.
Well, no, it's just ropes of mold that are.
Oh,
hanging down.
okay. Oh, the mold is hanging off of it. Wow, that's almost worse.
And
That
from
might be
the
worse.
angle you can't see if the chair is occupied or not. It's at a diagonal away from you. But it's slowly rocking, and it looks like these ropes of mold are just kind of dangling and hanging off of it. And they kind of let that slight pat, 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 pat. And then a couple of creaks. And then another pat, pat, pat.
That might be worse.
What would you all like to do? Also, the wall adjoining this porch that would enter into the house has a bunch of what looked like either dirt or mildew stained windows that are almost completely opaque, and an old steel screen door. And the window looks like it's been broken out of it, and the screen is pretty tattered. And a wooden, a rotted but wooden door.
And that's why you don't leave your swamp cooler on.
Oh.
Like, that's our way in right there.
What would you all like to do?
See, Brian just had me curious about the rocking chair.
Curiosity killed the cat. Did it ditch?
I think our counter's up to like 8, and that's only in the last like 10 minutes.
Oh yeah.
I want
Wait a
to
second.
quietly, right? I want to quietly approach the rocking chair.
Oh no. Abaddon's just gonna stare after Felix. Look over at Major Blank. Look back at Felix.
He's gonna be staring straight at Felix, not saying or doing anything, just observing.
Oh, hopefully this goes well.
So what are you doing, Felix?
I just want to get a closer look. I want to
All
see
right.
if the chair is occupied or what's
All right.
going on.
So creeping along the edge, I imagine, of the porch where the railing is, so you can kind of stay in the shadows.
Uh-huh.
You get closer to the far end where this rocking chair is just kind of aimed to where it would be overlooking like the moon-swept bay if there wasn't a storm cloud's worth of mist in the way. You can see what looks like edges of either a bundle of cloth that's slowly rotting or maybe a person. It's hard to tell until you get closer. But it definitely looks like some kind of bundle is in the rocking chair.
It could
I'd like
be
to
Timmy.
unsubscribe.
I'm gonna go check it out.
No.
Like, I'm gonna get full up next to it and check it out.
All right. So you get up next to it, and it's rocking, and you see what looks like some kind of humanoid form covered in bundles. But where its legs are rocking back and forth, you can see the same kind of ropey mildew mold dripping down the sides, and it's exposing what appears to be a large wooden frame or piece of frame material that's connected to what looks like a leather boot.
Is there a snake in his boot?
Oh. But looking closer, and you look up, and it looks like a large mannequin almost. And it's just sitting there, rocking itself in the chair. The majority of its face has just been totally scorched or rotted off from the mildew.
I am no longer the creepiest thing in this campaign.
And its body is the majority of the cloth and straw that made up the central core of its body has split open and just rotted away in the environment. It looks like it's fused to the rocking chair. And wordlessly, it just kind of looks over at you, and the side of its head where a majority of the wood has just given way to lichen is just this big open space.
Wait, it moved to look at him?
Yes.
Hello. I'm Felix. What's your name?
It doesn't look like it has any way to respond. It
Major
tries.
Blank is just gonna stare at Abaddon and just like
It tries to reach over, not like in an aggressive way, but almost like it's reaching out for help towards Felix. But its body gets snagged on the chair, and you can hear this ripping and tearing sound as some of the wood just gives way and its arm falls limp to its side.
Okay. You nod once for yes, twice for no. Are you good?
With the one arm that's still mostly intact, that hasn't moved yet, it just reaches desperately out towards the bay, and then reaches to you, and then reaches out towards the bay.
Is there anything I can do to like kind of fix it, or
You're afraid if you move it, the level of decay in its bare, like its core structure, is such that it might just fall apart if it leaves the chair.
Do we know, is this a Widdershин or is this something else?
Abaddon, you've felt hollows before. In fact, you all have, and it doesn't feel like that wrongness that's empty. It feels like this is very much a Widdershин keepsake. Like it is an
sad
awakened,
decrepit?
but unfortunately, due to either some kind of circumstances or something that happened to it, it is barely holding together. Whatever stuff it had is slowly bleeding away.
I don't know, like if I could try and do a ritual or something.
You could give it a shot. Jeff or
Like-
Abaddon has lots of stuff to donate.
Because I kind of want to. Don't kill me. I want to take my fake mustache and stick it on its face and kind of work to perform a ritual to see if I can like prepare it a bit.
All right. This is gonna, if you want to get it to the point to where it's functional, it's gonna take all of you.
Abaddon looks at Major Blank and points to the Sharpie, points to the Widdershин, points to the Sharpie, points to Captain Blank, points to the Widdershин.
And then I'll look over at them and be like, "Hey, this fella needs help. Do you want to help?"
He's just gonna nod and, you know, donate however much stuff or essence or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
For this, it would take. Let's see. Sorry. We are all very new. This is the second time we've ever run Keepsakes,
Yeah.
so bear in mind for a moment.
Felix is the mustache is one of your keepsakes, right?
Yes, so that's a plus 15. It will take a total of 4 stuff to get this thing recovered.
I will donate all 4 stuff.
Okay, and then it's a roll. It's a chance roll, I believe.
Let's see.
You get a plus 5 for each pack member that helps if you
Yeah.
have the right of the pack.
Which
Are
we
you
don't.
an official pack?
Sure.
I mean, yeah, we're on this heist together.
I think you
We're-
have to have 4 of you, maybe.
Yeah,
No, wait, no.
'cause I think it was one of each, wasn't it?
It says you automatically have the right of the pack done. You and your companions are an official pack.
Oh.
The only thing about 4 it mentions is the spells cost 1 to 4 or more stuff to fuel.
Yeah. No, this will just take 4. Yeah. Okay. Well.
So it's a plus 25 total to the roll.
Mm-hmm. And the chance is set at what, 40 right now?
Yep, for me.
Okay. So 65. You got a 65% chance of success. Ooh.
Oh,
Ooh. A 3. Wow.
And now I'm down to 20% chance.
So, as you place the mustache on and you all gather together and you're like doing this ritual to draw the stuff from you into this being, you can feel a lot of the rot and decay slowly being pushed back. It's not healed 100%, but it is most definitely like functional. And the mustache fuses to her face, and she looks over and she's like, "I thank you kindly." And you can see that the majority of her dress has been restored, and she has this fake mustache permanently fused on her face. She's like, "I've been trying to escape to the bay. I thank you kindly. I've been here for months."
What happened?
Well, I heard a rumor back in the town of Pearl where there was a place, a manor, where all of these dark, evil machines were coming from. So I came here to try to discover the issue. I don't remember much after entering the manor except a blinding green flash and then me being bound to that chair. And then whatever it was slowly sapped away my health until I couldn't move. And then I just wanted to try to get back to the bay.
So after she finishes, he's gonna take out his Sharpie and draw angry eyebrows.
Just these two lines.
You came alone to try and investigate this place?
Well, yeah, I figured with my size and looking at her, she's larger than a small child. She's like, "I thought I could just make my way in."
He's gonna
So-
just face palm and then erase the angry eyebrows and just do the one straight and one up like the
Perfect.
and just
I'm
stare
not
at her.
mad. I'm just disappointed.
Where did you try and enter?
I remember climbing to the roof where there was a gap between some of the rafters and the chimney opening and slid in. But everything else is so fuzzy. I feel like a big portion of my life was just taken away from me. My name is Driftwood, by the way, because that's what I was stuck to when I woke up.
That works. See, so all you remember is entering in there, a bright flash of green light, and then you were bound to this chair.
Yeah, I couldn't move. It was like everything that was inside of me was just draining away. Somewhere deep inside this place. This place is so hollow and wrong.
They're draining Widdershins.
He's gonna erase the previous eyebrows and draw the angry eyebrows again.
Yeah, you are.
All right, we definitely have to get inside, and we definitely got to be careful about it.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but I'm a little bit more nervous about this now.
Well, we know where Driftwood went. We just don't go in where Driftwood went in.
And Driftwood looks at you and she's like, "I would help, but I'm going to try to make it to the shoreline and get out of here."
And I'll just look at her and be like, I get that. Just be safe.
She does. She nods at you and she smiles for a second and focuses, pulls out what looks like this slingshot with the broken strap on it, and focuses and takes off the mustache and hands it back to Felix and goes, "Here, you could use this. I have enough stuff to be able to regenerate enough to get home, I think."
All right.
Hold on to that. You'll need it.
Thanks.
Good luck, Driftwood.
She just kind of waves and she looks over the side and starts angling her way down over the railing, across some of the vines and down one of the columns as quiet as she can. It looks like the laborers haven't seen her, so.
All right.
And since a new scene is beginning, y'all should probably roll stuff.
Four,
I'm
four,
scared.
four, 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 four.
Scared.
Don't be scared.
Are you? Oh my god, I am scared.
Womp womp.
Oh, sad face.
Oh, nice.
I got a 4.
My chanting of 4 helped Jeff, not me.
And a 9.
I
No,
mean,
I
it worked
have
out
four.
because he only had one.
I know. 1 to 14 swing. All right, Abaddon's back in the game.
So at least y'all are pretty balanced out in stuff now, I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm,
and your
I'm at a
dex
whopping
goes up.
13.
What's Felix at?
16.
Wow, Felix spent 4. Still at 16.
Uh-huh.
And what's Abaddon at?
14.
Yeah.
I
y'all
rolled
are
a
doing
10 the
great.
first time.
That was the swing. I had 1. Now I've got 14. We're good. Abaddon can spend some stuff now. Show me those hollow.
So, standing on this porch in the fake shredded wheat grass that covers the floor, in front of a broken screen door and what looks like a water swollen and rotted wooden door, what would you all like to do?
Opt to take
If
the
we-
middle position.
The middle position.
The cheese in the
We-
sandwich?
Abaddon's going to.
Yeah.
So the door is still there, but we can like climb through the broken screen and the glass to get to the door, right?
Yeah, it's just a broken screen door. The glass is missing and shattered. The screen of the screen door is torn and frayed really bad, and it's just kind of flapping there quietly in the misty breeze.
All right. Major blank. Check the windows. Make sure there's nothing inside before I break this door.
It's a good question.
He's just gonna unlock the door.
And this is why I want to be the cheese in the middle.
So you're just using your padlock?
Yeah. So he's
Okay.
just gonna walk up to it. Just put the skeleton key up in the keyhole.
Yeah. And
the entire time he erased the eyebrows and is just deadpan staring at Abaddon.
Abaddon's not really paying attention at this point. They're like digging inside to try and find the right stuff they're gonna need to, like bust open a part of the door. And then they hear the click and they look up. Why didn't you do that in the first place?
And as the key opens the door with its magic, you can see that the warped edges of the door that would normally obstruct being able to ever force this open without some serious effort just kind of squishes the water out of the way as it kind of almost wrings it like a sponge as it just kind of runs out onto the...
Ooh.
And it's the kind of this ugly, like, slightly caramel colored water that runs out and pours down the
Ugh.
side of the porch.
Just like Grandma.
Oh.
And the first thing it hits you, aside from the fact that this upper level is fairly
Ooh.
dark on this wing of the house, is the smell of ammonia hits you strong.
Ah, they forgot to change the litter box.
It's
You're
almost
welcome.
like an antiseptic level of ammonia that just kind of comes out of the side of the house.
So are they a lab then?
Abaddon's gonna wait for their eyes to adjust to the dimmer light inside. Take a look around and not gonna move. Gonna stay still and make sure nothing else is moving.
All right. How about you, Felix?
I'm gonna wait for somebody to enter first. After seeing the state that Driftwood was in, I'm a little hesitant to enter.
Abaddon entered because you got to enter for your sight to adjust.
Mhm.
So I kind of just went right inside and off to the side against the wall and just
All right. Well, the first thing you see as you enter and look around is old mildewed drop cloths covering what looks like all sorts of furniture, a piano, and in one corner, for whatever reason, it almost looks like a large casket's been covered. And the smell of ammonia is just emanating from that casket.
It seems like a good thing to avoid to me.
I mean, and the mildew on this like the mildew on the drop cloth, it looks like it hasn't been disturbed in many, many weeks, if ever, since the drop cloth's been dropped on it. Like, there's big open holes that are just black and ripped through. And
A really, really good embalmer.
I don't think that's the source of the steam thing, so can probably avoid that.
What if
Nothing-
it's another Wittershin?
Crap. Felix might be right.
He's gonna change his eyes to his. He's gonna erase his eyes and just do squint lines and stare.
All right, so there's nothing else moving up here, though. Do we see a way either down or up anywhere?
this room, it looks like a fairly large drawing room. It has a door from facing into the room, a door to your right, and a door forward. The door to your right is slightly ajar, and it looks like it goes to some kind of bathroom. It looks like you might be in some kind of drawing room.
Well, you made one friend today, Felix. You ready to make two?
Okay. So I'll assume that's him saying to open the casket, so I'll go ahead and move forward and open the casket.
All right. As you pull the drop cloth down, the smell of ammonia fills the room instantly, and it's tinged with several other strange, bizarre smells you've never smelled before that are all an undertone of this really strange, sickly, sweet smell that fills the air. And on a plaque on the side, it says, "Here lies Sir Elfred Blackthorn. He wanted to stay with the house to the end."
So he's actually Major Blank is going to erase his face and draw on a barfing emoji.
The
And
Mr.
just like
the
The gagging cat emoji.
the Mr. Yuck sticker.
Yeah.
yeah, pretty much. It's very crudely drawn because imagine trying to draw on your own face without a mirror. But the message gets across.
All right, never mind. That was bad.
I mean, maybe it still is a friend.
Nope. Anything that wanted to
Burn.
stay with this house is not a friend.
Burn with fire?
Not yet. That would ruin. On the way out, we can burn with fire.
But if we burn with fire now, wouldn't that take care of the problem?
But we won't know what the problem is, and we don't know if it'll take care of the problem, and it'll definitely blow our cover.
That sounds like future people's problem.
Yo, Felix.
Yes?
We don't. Yeah, it will be a future us problem about 2 seconds after you burn it with fire.
Fair enough.
With the Badon's comment, Major Blank is nodding profusely.
So I'll take the cloth and I'll put it back over the casket.
Yeah, well, it's kind of in tatters as you move it, but you get most of it, the majority of it, back on there. And it leaves that weird petroleum kind of smell from all the mildew on it.
All right. So the bathroom's not where we need to go. So there was a door forward and a door to the left.
Yeah, there's a door forward that looks like it either enters a hall or another major room, but there looks like a half door that's slightly ajar that enters into a bathroom.
Oh, just the 2 doors.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You got to be really careful just in case. So Abaddon's going to go check the slightly ajar door.
Okay. It looks like a old, pale kind of, almost a seafoam color bathroom. That's those ancient tiles, and the grout is pretty much turned to a black sludge.
Seafoam.
Yeah.
We're really going back in time.
And the mirrors have that crackling like patina on them that probably haven't been touched or used in maybe a half century.
Okay. Abaddon, if I'm sure there's like nothing in here, nothing on the ceiling or anything,
No, it looks clear.
I'll go out and I'll just kind of nod and point to the other door and okay, let's go.
Is that door closed?
The other door?
Uh-huh.
Yes, very much so.
Is it like flush with the ground, or is there like that gap that's usually exists in like old houses?
Oh, there's a gap. There's like a 1-inch gap.
I mean, I could open it, right? Unless it's locked.
That's what I was looking at. It's like, can I squeeze this thing down for a 1-inch gap? No, I don't think so.
You could, with help.
Just gonna
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was like, Abaddon's just gonna get down and look under and look for anything moving or anything down underneath.
Seeing
Gotcha.
him try to do that, Major Blank is going to push his head down so that the eyes squish down. Exactly, so that the eyes will squish down to the, requisite level.
All right, so squishing down, you see what looks like more hardwood floor that, from what you can see, which is only about a good 36-inch span across the underside of the door, it looks like a hallway of some kind.
It's clear.
One thing you do notice is that the hallway, instead of having a wall on the opposite side of where you're at, it's open railing. So it looks like it might be a wraparound hallway, like a landing on the second floor.
Open it quietly.
Da, 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 da.
I'm just thinking of one of those monkeys, like
Yeah.
with the fez and the symbols.
Yep. It'd be
Yeah.
really fun to play a broken monkey.
Just bash things with the symbols.
Yep. That never makes sound.
Because it's broken.
Yep. So you're using the key then, Major Blank?
Is it locked?
Alright, if you try to open it, it does not move.
So yeah, he's definitely gonna use his key.
Alright. Using the magic of the key, you hear from the other side of the door this tink, 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 tink. Tink, 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 tink. As the door swings open, you can see that there's about 5 or 6 large boards that have nailed this door shut. And the room on the inside, as you enter this space, is much warmer and much drier and a completely different atmosphere.
So we still don't want to burn it?
Not yet. I
You're
will help
right,
you.
it's too wet to burn.
Well, yeah, that too. We will burn whatever we can on the way out.
Alright. I'm gonna hold you to that.
All right, we should like get out the door, then try and like close the door behind us again. Leave no trace.
All right. And you look down and you can see where nails have fallen from where the door was barred, and they're just kind of rolling around in the hallway.
Just put them underneath the door and back into the room.
It'll be okay. Think you'll be all right?
Wait, wait a minute. How many nails? How big are the nails?
They're large.
God damn.
They're like large. I don't know, what would you call those? Large post nails, like big old square nails that are hand cut. So they kind of look like
Sure,
they
it's
kind of look
fine.
like 5-inch steel spikes, basically.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a little big to carry around. So like, shove them under the door so there's no. No, what? Not if it makes that much noise.
I mean, you're pushing nails into the door, so it's going to make a dragging sound.
Well, I mean, if there's like an inch of clearance, are the nails like bigger than that inch, or
No.
the same size as that inch?
No. But they're still going to drag on the floor.
Well, hold on. Now we have shivs.
The second that he says the word shiv, erase his face, draw straight line, smile, and he's gonna hold up his skeleton key in shiv form.
All right. So, how many nails came out then?
4.
Well, okay.
I'm gonna
Everybody
give
get,
to.
Oh, let's see. No, there was 5 boards that were crisscrossed. So let's see.
10 minimum.
Yeah, 10 nails.
How many do you want, Major Blank?
He's just gonna nod.
So I'll just hand nails to him until he motions to stop.
as long as we don't leave any sign that we were like they came out of the door behind, other than the obvious. Because if there's an obvious sign, they'll look. If there's not an obvious sign, they're not gonna look.
There's boards on the floor. They're gonna look.
No,
He just-
they're still
no.
stuck to the door.
Yeah, they're still stuck to the
Oh.
door.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't stop. Like it's like when you're at Olive Garden and they're like, "Oh, is this enough cheese? Is this enough?" No, it's never enough.
Okay, so I guess Abaddon has one because Abaddon was gonna put one underneath the door again.
All right.
And then the other 9 are with Major Blank.
He hasn't erased the smiley face.
But yeah. So yeah, out in this hallway, it looks like this big horseshoe-shaped wraparound landing, and there's these 2 sets of stairs that go down to what looks like a central foyer down below. The main entrance has what looks like 3 people that are talking, and they've just been taking off their coats and all of their outerwear and hanging it up. And it sounds like they're discussing more things about Blackthorn Enterprises and how they really hope the shares make it this quarter.
Worst nightmare hedge fund owners.
So, Major Blank is gonna erase his face and then draw the angry one again, and just start making like stabby motions.
Dun 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 dun.
Well, it might not be those people. Remember, we have to figure out what's going on first.
I mean, do we if we solve the
Erase,
problem?
roll eyes.
The what looks like to be a middle-aged woman comes out from one of the side rooms and says, "I'm sorry, the doctor's awfully busy right now, but he assures you that everything is going according to plan, and the new models should be ready by the end of the month." We'll
Wait,
get
did that plaque say doctor on it
no.
in that room? Oh, okay.
that would have been a little problematic.
And the three that had just come in and that were getting their outerwear put away look over, and you can see it looks like two men and a shorter, younger woman, and they look over and they're like, "Oh, well, that's good. We were starting to worry. This plague, it's just cropping up everywhere in the nation. We need to make sure that we get it under control before there's an uprising." And I'm like, "Yeah, fair. We'll get it under control."
Get you under control.
So we have the two stairways to go down to that main floor. Is that our only?
No, it also wraps around. You are on the looking down from your position. There looks like there's another door down the hallway from you directly forward, and then it wraps behind you and across in a horseshoe kind of pattern. And there are several other doors that look like they enter other wings of the upper of this floor. And it looks like on the other side of this horseshoe landing, there's another set of diagonal stairs that wrap up to a third floor.
All right. So we just know this. Supposedly the things are coming from this place, but we don't really have any other info, right?
Nope. Except that hopefully there's something here is supposed to be able to stop them.
Oh, yeah. See, that's why we can't burn it down. We have to find the thing to stop them first, then we can burn it down.
But what if
Nobody-
it's flammable?
Yeah, nobody knows what it is, but the rumor says that the way to stop these large technological terrors is at Misthaven Manor.
Well, maybe it is flammable, but we can't. We have to find out if it's flammable before we just burn everything down. So if we burn everything down and it's not flammable, then we haven't really done what we're supposed to do.
Okay.
Wipe off face. Sigh emoji.
You know I'm right. See?
Fine.
While you're discussing this quietly, the older lady ushers them all into what looks like a sitting room where she came from, and you can see that there's a fire crackling in the fireplace on that side of the house.
Well, at least they've already started the fire. We can work with that.
It was always burning.
He nods enthusiastically.
Just like the fire in my heart.
Aww.
All right.
Are we going gray? Do we have a fire in
What?
AFI? The band?
Oh, yeah.
All right. We should start checking out some of these other doors because I don't know if it's on this floor, if it's on that floor, or if it's on that floor.
I mean, we're still on the second landing, right?
Yeah, there's other doors on this on this landing. So there could be something else up here.
Yep, and there's a pathway up, and there's also a pathway down to the main foyer.
Actually, could we hear anything besides their conversation? Is there any, like, mechanical sounds of any nature?
On the lower floor, you do hear what sounds like the standard bustle of a household, which in this world does include a lot of, for lack of a better term, automatons of various types that are powered by harnessing steam. So you do hear the clatter of several mechanical, but you're not sure which ones are automatons and which ones are actually these hunters that have been stalking your kind.
But it definitely doesn't sound like it's coming from upstairs.
The upstairs seems fairly quiet. And as you're talking and looking around, the door you came through, there's a small plaque that says this is the Alfred Blackthorn Memorial Wing. And there's a parchment note that's been nailed to the side of to the front of the door that says, "Smell is terrible. Need to call maintenance. Sealing this up."
They sealed it up with wood and nails. There was still a crack under the door. The smell was still coming out. Okay.
That's a good old landlord repair job.
That's it. They're aristocrats.
Just slap some white paint on it.
They're aristocratic.
All right. Does it look like anyone has really even come up to this landing recently?
Honestly, it's in pretty good repair. Aside from some slow creaks here and there, I mean, the wood is in decent repair. The walls seem dusted, but you don't know how much of that might be automatons and how much might not be.
All right. Well, let's start checking out these other doors and see if there's any signs or plaques or anything that might tell us anything.
Okay. So you move in quietly.
Yes.
Always.
All right. So,
How else does a plushie move?
right. Still gonna have to do a chance check, unless you're gonna
What was that?
spend
Spend
stuff.
stuff?
Yeah.
Does that spend stuff?
You
I got
don't
some-
see anything.
I got stuff to spend, so we spending stuff.
57.
I fail.
But your chance goes up once
Yeah.
each new scene.
I know, I still fail.
Oh, that's right. You were down to 20, so you only went to 40.
Uh-huh. So
Yep.
now I'm up to 80.
All right. And what did everybody else get here? Everybody else pass?
Yes.
I spent a stuff, so yes, I do.
Mhm.
All right, Felix. As you're wandering quietly to the next door, you look up and you see what looks like a plaque that says Dr. Jensen Blackthorn. And that's what that plaque says. When you take a step, yeah, that's what that plaque says. But when you take a step back, you hear this as one of the boards that you step on just totally groans, and it just echoes through the whole house. And one of the younger men that came in earlier walks out to the fire and goes, "This is the strangest thing." And the old lady goes, "Don't worry about it. This place is settling all the time. It's the moisture, you know?" It's like, oh, okay. And slowly starts walking back, and I could have sworn that was strange.
It's moister than an oyster.
Just like Grandma.
No. No.
I couldn't help it. Okay. Anyway.
Open the door.
Look, it's a doctor.
Doctor.
Doctor,
Doctor.
do you concur?
Doctor.
What's really funny is at work, the doctor, we use that.
Nice. Very nice. So, using your key to open the door?
Is it locked?
Very much so.
In that case, yes.
Are you down to the single digit stuff now?
I am now at 9.
Okay.
Oh. Opening the door, it looks like it is a bedroom. Looks like a complete 4-poster bed, a large set of dressers, and a wardrobe at the far end. There's gas lamps, and it appears to be a writing desk that has a leather-bound book on top of it, and an ink with a quill still in the pot.
Hepton's gonna be like, "See, Felix, gas lamps."
Gaslight.
I don't like gaslighting. Thank you very much.
Abaddon's just gonna shake their head and go for the book.
Is the room empty?
Yeah, it's not occupied currently.
For the book.
Okay. Yeah. It doesn't take anything to reach the book. The book is covered in what appears to be extremely thin, feverish scrawls. It's like cursive, but extremely condensed.
Doctor.
Yeah. Doctor.
Read. I'm gonna try and read it. Try and find something.
Okay. So, looking through it, the few parts that you can make, it's dated from at least the end of last year, and it keeps dating forward, and it keeps talking about his favorite project, and that he doesn't believe how many toys it takes to fuel one of these things.
If Abaddon wasn't already in stealth mode, the angered face would be activated for sure now.
After seeing that, the eyebrows go like extra furious, and then he draws extra on Abaddon.
Just
His fury cannot be contained in one face.
and it
Abaddon
goes-
just goes. What was that, Don? Sorry.
I was going to say, and then it starts at the beginning of this year, and it continues on with the first generation of these machines. These hunters are finally in full production. The next generation I hope to have done, and you look at the date, and it's from what you can tell, about 8 weeks from now. And it's like the second generation should be able to harvest the energy directly from the toys instead of being taken to a processing plant. This will speed up production substantially.
Abaddon takes the Sharpie and draws extra, extra furious on himself and hands it back to Major Blank.
He does the same. And he draws like there's the super eyebrows, and now there's the furrowed brow lines.
And it
Just
keeps
one unibrow.
and he keeps referring to his research lab as the Undercroft.
Oh, we gotta go down. These gas lamps, like they're just like gas combustion to make light
Yeah,
or fire.
They have these glass. They look like glass ampules filled with this greenish fluid, and they have an aspirator on the top with a sparker. Think of like a pressurized oil lamp, almost, for lack of a better term.
Question: you said this is like a aristocratic Victorian house.
Mm-hmm.
So would it have a dumbwaiter on the floor, or in any of these rooms that we could see?
It's possible. You haven't seen one yet, though.
Or even those, I don't know what the proper name is for it, but it's like the gramophone's not the right one, but like
The
a
speaking
lot of
tube.
those would have speaking tubes, yeah, from
You
room
s-
to room.
You see them, but they're very, very. You see one in this room, but it's very small. The opening of the flute in the center is maybe an inch in diameter.
Okay.
Like the horn itself is about 5 inches across, but the actual center of the flute is about an inch in diameter. It might widen out further down, but it would be tight.
I think we take the gas lamps with us and look for a dumbwaiter.
He's just holding these gas lamps.
I told Felix we could burn everything on the way out. I've just found stuff to help with that.
He gave me his word.
Yep.
And after reading what Abaddon just read, he definitely wants to burn the whole place with fire.
But do we all know this stuff now? Has it been shared with all of us?
Yeah.
Sounds like.
See, but he's not finished it, right? So if we destroy his lab by just burning it to the ground, he'd have to start all over again.
That's also true.
And we could amass a military amount of Widdershins to come and take him down.
I mean, we do. I'm trying to think about. So he's gonna take out his Sharpie and find like an area of real estate to draw on. And he's gonna draw a stick figure, an arrow, doctor, and then there's gonna be a door. He's gonna draw a door, and he's gonna put nails on it, and then draw fire around it.
I mean, that's fair.
Fair. The doctor needs to suffer. I got it.
At that comment, he will erase his face, smile.
All right. So is everybody doing okay? Do you need to take a break or anything? Because we're at about 7:30 right now. It'd be a good time to take a break.
How are you feeling?
I can support that message. I do need to take a leak.
All right. Yeah, we can take a quick break, and we will return and complete the story.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Yay! And we are
I mean, you asked.
You're welcome.
You totally asked.
But,
I am a dad. This is my method, my way, my life. Cheers.
yeah, I'm not a dad, and I appreciate a good dad joke. So
All right. So, I just stepped on some wood. Somebody had investigated, but they missed you just barely.
Just a bit outside.
And then you opened up, found the leather-bound journal, and you were still in the room of Dr. Jensen Blackthorn. What would you all like to do? Standing around this journal going, oh dear.
are there any diagrams or anything inside the journal?
The only thing that you find that is, it looks like this is more of his own personal account of what's going on. His research and his schematics are probably down in the actual lab. But he does have a couple of things that he points out. And one of them, it looks like this multi-pronged, almost like a tuning fork. Except it's like several tuning forks that are set up in succession inside this sphere. And he points to it saying, resonance source, ?
I don't like the sound of that.
So, Major Blank is gonna just, like, hold up his finger, like telling them to wait, and then he's gonna start looking through like trying to tug on each of the drawers in the desk, and he's trying to see if any of them are locked.
Okay. None of the ones that you open are locked per se, but upon a quick cursory glance, especially in the nightstand drawers, it looks like there's a secondary lock inside one of the drawers.
So with that, he is going to unlock the one that has things that the guy would want to hide.
Okay. Inside, you see what looks like a folded up, large, almost like map. It feels like an old, it's like map size with old school, like bisected fold that keeps coming.
Yeah.
And as you unfold it, it's a good 24 by 36 sheet of paper. And there are markings on it from a language you've never seen before. And in the center of it, you see what looks like this strange looking, like sketched out, almost pyramid like shaped like object. That has all these weird spidery like scrawls across it.
Emotep. Emotep.
And the note that's written in the in the doctor's hand across the side of it says, "I'm certainly glad the ocean boiled away so we could find this."
That.
See, I knew global warming was the cause of all those problems. Sorry.
Climate change ain't a thing, bro.
All right. I say we take the gas lamps. We try and find a dumbwaiter because we got to get down.
Take that map with us too.
Yeah, it's strange. It's like this pyramid, but the corners of it have been cut off, and there's like this spidery like shaped scrawl that just moves across the faces of it. And even the sketch, if you stare at it long enough, it almost looks like it moves.
Burn it with fire?
No, like
We'll use it to start the fire.
Major Blank is going to like shake his head, hold up his finger, and then just write on whatever surface nearby is burn it now.
Okay. And I go to like start burning it. Unless anybody else is gonna stop me.
Yes. Are you just burning the map?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
You told me we can't burn down the house yet, so I'm just gonna burn the map.
That's
Okay.
fine. That's fine.
I do listen.
It actually kindles up pretty easily, that old dry parchment. When it gets to the ink, though, it starts to burn this deep, like neon green color every time the fire hits the ink. And as I imagine, you're probably like tossing this in a metal waste paper can.
Yep.
Even as it burns away, for an instant, you swear that the ink is suspended by itself in the air before it falls to dust into the wastebasket.
I am okay with the fact that we burned this.
And as it becomes dust, this feeling that it was oppressive, but you didn't really notice it until that had burned. It's almost like a weight got removed from all of you. Like there was a
Felix
pressure.
motions for a high five.
Like there was this pressure that was slowly building in that room, and all of a sudden it just relaxed.
Just like
Really?
Grandma.
There it is. There it is, folks. There it is. So, after scorching this document, what are you going to do next?
Take the gas lamps and look for a dumbwaiter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's not one in this room, but heading to the next room then, I imagine.
Yes.
Quiet time. Who's going to spend some stuff? Or
I'm
who's
gonna
gonna
spend
roll?
some stuff.
I don't know if you can.
I can't spend some stuff, so I'm gonna roll.
You can. The heck? You can totally spend stuff.
What?
I think that's only for the
Undersiders.
Undersider.
Oh, is it only for the Undersider?
Mhm.
Then I can't spend stuff.
That's
thought
why I
could
was
spend
rolling
stuff.
each time.
Oof.
All right. Well then.
That actually passes because I'm back up to 80.
Yep. Nicely done.
Oop, okay.
You're quiet this time. You're like, oh, that board squeaked. So you edge around that board this time. For a 30, that almost was a 70 something.
So it would have been fine. Still, I'm up to 80.
I know. Now you're to 40. But yeah, quietly you make it down to the next door. The next door is Madame Ilis Blackthorn. It's just another plaque.
Man, how? Like, what kind of people are they that they have a plaque outside their own room?
Somebody who really likes
Seriously?
titles.
Apparently.
The kind of person who's like, I have a doctorate and I am going to make the most out of this I can. What's your doctorate in?
Philosophy.
Yes.
That was bad. I apologize.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Major Blank.
This door is not locked.
Eh.
And the door is actually in relatively good shape, and the brass handle opens with a very, very slight click. The hinges are extremely well oiled.
So actually, one thing, before any of that happens, I would actually like to spend a stuff to use my car key to have the door slowly swing open without any of us opening it.
So just
Mhm.
beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, just and it's so quiet. It sounds like the hinges must be perfectly oiled. It just opens breathlessly. Aside from feeling the air rush across you, you could swear the door was stationary the whole time. And inside you see what looks like a large bedroom with several wardrobes and a full set of dressers covering the wall and a large 4-poster bed that is covered in silks. There is what looks like a small writing desk in the corner and a large vanity.
Is there anything on the writing desk?
No. It
Okay.
looks clean. Very clean. Almost like obsequiously clean.
I don't want to enter.
Well,
I mean,
if there's no dumbwaiter and nothing to see, then next.
like,
Are there
can
any
we
desks?
see everything without entering the room itself?
No. You can see, like I said, you can see what against the far wall. You can see the vanity, the wardrobes, the dressers, and you can see the writing desk and the 4-poster bed. There's still a section of it that's difficult to see on the other side of the door, or on the other side of the doorway,
So
because it's kind of at an angle.
he's gonna make the forward motion, hand sign, and just walk in and start. He's gonna start looking at doing the same thing he did with the other desk and drawers. He's gonna try and find where they don't want people to look.
All right. This
I will be
time,
the last one to enter the room.
it's a chance roll.
Oh man!
I'm helping.
Well, I'm still at
At the far wall, you also see a dumbwaiter.
Ah!
It was occluded by the way the room is shaped.
80% is not 100%. So
That is true.
85% is still better.
It is still better. It is. Although I got way under. I rolled a 40. So
Yeah. So, unlike the other place, there wasn't actually any locked. But as you're going through the drawers of the writing desk, you push against one of the bottoms and it shifts ever so slightly. And it looks like somebody put a board in to create a false bottom on one of the drawers.
Well then, is it somehow like is it a false bottom that is locked, or is it just a false bottom that we could pull open?
It looks like it's got a little pull tab in the back that you can pull up.
So he's gonna he's gonna pull that tab.
All right. You see what looks like a pale. It's kind of a pale, almost cream-colored, leather-bound diary of some kind.
Let's read her diary.
That's what we were looking for.
It details many, many escapades of several night adventures away from the manor.
Not what
Are
we
we
were looking
talking
for.
Fade to black, or are we just talking like actual, like mischievous deeds of like underhand deals?
Many
and
of them
stuff
go
like that?
to, or many of them talk about a speakeasy called the Ground Gears, and yeah, a lot of it's fade to black material,
Okay.
and most of it is not with her husband, who is Dr. Jensen, which she complains about furiously about spending all of his time in the basement.
So you know what? He's gonna take this diary and put it in his room.
Like opened up to the like escapade.
Yeah, whichever the worst story is.
Just put it on his writing desk.
Yep, right
Just-
there.
Yeah.
Yep,
All
whichever
right.
story was the juiciest and just the most depraved encounter that she had.
Looking through it, you do find some interesting advice, though. During one of the escapades where she returned to her room with such a person, her husband came upstairs, and that person ended up making their way down the dumbwaiter, and they found out that it gets hung up between the first floor and the basement, and it has to be pushed away from one of the edges to unhitch.
That's handy to know.
And now we know the dumbwaiter goes to the basement.
Yep.
And we might create a diversion if he finds that shit out.
Dun, dun.
Dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun, dun.
Wait,
Double-
so do we still want to burn this house down, or do we want to like see that scene play out first?
Honestly, I was thinking he finds it and gets framed for, burning the house down.
We murder his wife, and
Ah.
then
And
he gets
himself.
framed.
Burning
She
down the
might
house.
be innocent. She might have no idea what he's doing.
That's also
Yeah,
possible.
it's true. She's just bored.
She's
Fair
a
enough.
philanderer. Burn the philanderer.
She's a witch.
To the dumbwaiter!
All right.
Da-da-da.
So are you all loading up on it at once? I mean,
Heck
according to
yeah.
the diary, it sounds like it can handle the weight of an adult man. So
Oh, yeah.
and an adult woman.
Are there any gaslight lanterns
Wait,
in
at
her
the same
room?
time?
Yep.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Are there any gas lamps in her room?
It doesn't appear that there are any currently there.
Is there any
Since-
perfume bottles?
I mean, yeah, there are several on the vanity.
I'm gonna take those and put that with our lamp stockpile.
Okay. I mean, they're alcohol based.
Mhm.
So, by the way, folks, if you ever haven't looked up how they fat washed things back in the day to create all of those cool perfumes, it's actually something cool to look up, and it's fun.
Also, this episode is brought to you by Pyromania.
The more you know.
Yeah, no, looking up how perfume was created is awesome. Like, it's a cool process. Anyway, back to the game.
So when we get into the dumbwaiter, I want to make sure that that door to get in is closed, so it's not obvious that we swung down from there.
Okay. Are you using your key, or you just closing it?
I'll use my key, sure.
Because I think your key can do that, right?
Yeah, as long as it moves in a manner that's expected.
Yeah, it's pocketed doors that open and close. They look like they're rusted a little bit, but
Actually, I'll use another stuff to do the same for the dumbwaiter.
okay, to control the descent.
Mm-hmm.
Now you don't even have to worry about the hang up. As it slowly, silently descends into the dark. Reaching down below the first level, all of a sudden, all of you feel this strange pulling sensation almost like a magnetic pull towards a direction. And it's not a fun magnetic pull. If you've ever been in a centrifuge or like a gravitron or any of those, that kind of pulling sensation in your limbs and your torso is directing you to a specific point in the basement. It's not enough to make you move, but you can feel it.
I feel like I'm being violated from the inside. I don't like it.
Mm-mm. Sad erasure. Sad face.
The basement is what looks like mostly finished, but it's finished in stonework, like stone set in mortar, and it looks almost castle or dungeon-like down here. And there are wall-mounted gas lights about every 10 feet. And it looks like you open up into what looks like a servant's area in the basement. There's several platters set out that look like they have detritus from old food that are sitting on trays that probably the doctor had eaten throughout the day that came down on the dumbwaiter. That's what it appears. And then the servants brought him back to this area to be taken back up. On the far end of the room, you can see where the door is open and it goes to an upstairs entry to probably the main floor. And it also turns directly to an open hallway. And you can feel the sources pulling you towards where the elbow in the hallway goes down further into the dark.
Suspect. All right, let's go.
Heading forward or just evaluating the room?
Are there any plaques down here?
No, not that you've seen so far.
I just want to understand, like,
plaques.
oh. I mean, not wrong for the era, but I was just trying to like get an idea as to whether they deem this area fancy enough or not.
Apparently not.
And the bizarre thing is, as you start moving forward in this room and around the hallway, there's a faint curtain of mist on the ground.
I'm gonna use my house key because I don't want to get damp.
So you're creating a magical barrier.
Yeah. Does Felix have a problem with dampness?
I mean, does the damp feel like it's sucking my soul out?
No, but the strange thing is it feels like the stuff that's in you. Like when it makes contact with you,
Oh.
it feels like the energy that's inside you.
So does it feel like you're like effectively like in an oxygen bar?
Kind of.
Or does it feel like a holy shit, I'm snorting grandma's remains?
Column A, column B. It's
Alright.
eerie because you know that feeling. You know that when you've relaxed and you've let the energy like intake to you and help rebind you, that you know that feeling, but it's like surrounding you and flowing. So you're like, this is coming from either others or it's creating others. This is really weird.
All right, never mind. I don't need to spend stuff for the house key then.
You know what? He's gonna erase his face and draw like an open mouth, like for yeah, exactly, and he's gonna try and suck it up.
All right, well,
Take a bong rip out of life.
roll a chance, my man.
Oh. Oh.
Oh man. That's right,
Oh.
because you're down to 40.
Oof.
Swing and a miss.
They always said he was full of life.
So you take a big inhale, and the mist connects with you for a second, and you can feel it latch on. But instead of inhaling, it starts pulling, and you lose 2 stuff as it starts pulling stuff from you.
He starts coughing like
Just,
someone that took like someone that took too fat of a bong rip.
Yeah, that's it. Just let it all out.
No bueno.
Um,
Gotta put Abaddon
Yeah.
back in angry stealth mode. This is the essence of Winter Shins he's using to do bad things.
So,
He must be stopped.
so are you heading further down the hallway, or are you heading back upstairs?
I want to
Down the hallway.
As much as I hate it, and probably everything inside me screams not to, I'm gonna head towards that tugging and pulling feeling.
I'm sorry, that was dirty. No, I get it. The attraction is very difficult to withstand.
Yeah, it is.
And this is where shit breaks down.
Hey, if we're not careful, it might even be fatal.
A fatal attraction.
I'm sorry, Vince. Not really, but
Yep. As long as it doesn't bypass your basic instinct.
What am I gonna have to recross my legs now?
I don't know. I'm drawing a major blank. Da, 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 jokes.
It's come full circle.
all right, let's get back to the future and get through this.
Damn it, Jesse. Damn it. I'm trying to get back into it. God damn it, dude. Why?
Love you.
This is where you put up the technical difficulties slide now, Don.
Okay. So yeah, we're heading towards the ominous energy.
All right. Turning down that hallway, like I said, you see about 5 to 10 feet ish. There's another set of gas lamps that illuminate. But if you've ever experienced gaslight, it's not super. It almost makes the room feel darker. It doesn't
Accurate.
It doesn't output much actual light.
Yeah, gaslighting is pretty dark.
It makes the shadows
Damn
seem
it, I was
bigger.
gonna crack that joke.
Yep. It's almost like fake light. Somebody just tells you that's light.
You did this.
So, at the end of the hall, you see what looks like a pale green light under this large, an iron banded door that has warning and several like danger, don't enter without knocking kind of notes, hammered with small nails here and there. And this green light is kind of like, and you hear like, I don't know if you've ever been close to an electric substation, but that sound, that constant vibration, just that,
Like you can feel it in your chest.
yeah, you can feel that from behind the door. And that pale green light is just kind of like flashing in small oscillations.
The light. Driftwood said the light. Let's see here.
Could I? Because this is where, like, based on, because it does look similar to like the green light pouring out, or.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so with that in mind and what Driftwood had said, I want to try and see if I can do a shielding ritual and use my tiny sombrero to kind of cover us.
All right. So you pull out your tiny sombrero. What kind?
Mhm.
How are you gonna pull off this shielding ritual? You're like slowly turning it and watching it kind of grow.
Yeah, like I'm doing the hat dance. Um,
This is amazing. I'm loving
but
it.
kind of getting it to grow as I spin it around in my hands until it's large enough to kind of encompass us.
Mm-hmm.
And the weaving in the sombrero, because it's all straw, right?
Yeah.
We can see out enough, and we can kind of like do like a Toy Story, like you got the traffic cone over the top, and just have
Gotcha.
the sombrero over the top of us.
All right. Anybody gonna help out with this?
Yep.
All right.
Plus 25.
How much do you want it to like? Are you trying to make it the strongest shield possible? Like,
Yeah, because from seeing what it did to Driftwood, like how she didn't have any memory, how she literally became fused, doesn't remember anything, and the literal life was being sucked out. I want to put as much as I can into this.
yeah, that makes perfect sense. Okay. Then if you want it as powerful as possible, that's gonna take 10 stuff.
Okay,
10 stuff.
I will contribute all of that. That leaves me with 3 stuff.
Are you
I
sure?
can put some in.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
might want
know.
to. You might want to split it up.
I'll put in 4.
I'm at 5, so
4, so I could do the other 6. That would leave me with 7.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, there
What?
you go.
Do our shivs count as stuff?
No, they count as shivs.
They count as happiness for Major Blank.
All right. So
Okay. I
make
need to
your.
roll, don't I?
Yep.
I
Make
don't
your
wanna.
time.
Plus 25. Plus 25.
Ooh, I
It
think
was
that's
almost
a
a
win.
44.
I am at 40 for my chance, but since we had that plus, does that make it
Yep.
succeed?
Yes, it
Okay.
does. So, like as it,
succeed with the power of friendship.
yep, and it
Again.
grows, and it's almost like this quasi-translucent sombrero of shielding. Let's get this fiesta started.
I promise there's usually some point to my shit posts.
All right, here we go.
All right, let's do this. Getting closer to the door, you can definitely tell that the door is barred shut. It doesn't look like it has a traditional handle. It looks like it's more of like a swinging door. If you've ever worked in food service, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That has been barred.
Can I use one more stuff to move the bar?
If it
Ah,
counts,
Like
Me?
using my car key for it?
does it count as a lock?
Huh?
I mean, technically, it would be more of a lock, I think.
Well, in that case, I guess I'm down to 4 stuff.
I mean, you could roll it, I think.
Nope.
Oh, no. You just have to spend it, don't you? Don't you? All right,
I'd
Major Blank.
rather come closer to death than have to roll.
The bar very quietly slides up, and the door opens, and the bar slides back over the hinged door to where it's not directly being obstructed anymore. So the door is just kind of, if you pull it open, it'll open now, because it lifted the bar up and then set the bar back down to give it some space. So I imagine you don't want to make noise.
You.
So now I'll use this stuff to open the door as quietly as possible.
All right. It swings open, and you see what looks like this massive lab that's got. It looks kind of like Tesla coils, except instead of electricity arcing across, you see these several tuning forks with all of this wave-like energy. And at the very center, you see this carriage-sized, almost looks like a mechanical praying mantis. That the side of it has these huge, like, glass porthole windows on its abdomen, and you can see this what almost looks like a pyramid spinning on the inside of it. And it lets out this screech, and you can see this smaller, like, praying mantis slowly emerging from one of the portholes.
So there's a praying mantis emerging from a porthole?
A smaller one's emerging from the larger one.
Um,
And it's just letting out this shrill keening sound.
Can I don't even know if this would be a ritual or what this would be. We have those, 10 55-inch iron spikes, essentially.
Mhm.
I want to use stuff to somehow weaponize them, as, like, maybe I've got like a very big rubber band or something that we can set up and use them to fire those nails at some of those portholes to try and destroy them with those little pyramid things behind them.
Okay, well, it's a large mechanical mantis that has portholes on the side of its abdomen, and one of the smaller praying mantises is climbing out of it like it's giving birth almost.
So it's not like a glass or like a covering or anything. They're just open holes.
Oh, they look like apertures, for lack of a better.
Didn't you say like the pyramids were inside them or something?
Yes. You see a pyramid inside. Think of the side of its abdomen studded with these portholes that are like apertures almost, that are opening and closing.
Okay.
And there's
We
a
did
pyramid spinning inside it, and at the far end, on one of the portholes, a smaller mechanical praying mantis is slowly emerging.
We did see in the notebook journal from the doctor about the tuning forks and the amplification. Do we want to just try and knock one of those out real quick?
Sure. Same tactic, different target.
All right. Let's see. You are the broken, right?
Yes. This could be maybe.
Yeah, this is basically be an extended test because we're going to get into combat here, I imagine.
Yes.
All right. So, yeah, you could either spend a stuff or what is it? Stronger, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so you do extra damage,
Mm-hmm.
and you take no loss the first time in the scene. Okay, cool. Sorry, folks. Reading the rules. Reading rules is important.
So chance roll
Yep.
with
With some help.
With some help to set up. I figure this is at least a 2, if not 3, Widdershin contraption that's being created right now.
Felix
Oh,
and
yeah,
Major
I'll
Blank
help.
are holding rubber bands as you're grabbing onto the spike. Like,
Well, we gotta
dig it.
stay
He
kind
puts
of
on
close
his game
together.
face.
I dig it. Boom! Because I had help, that succeeds.
it's the answer to life, the universe, and everything. So the spike flies across. What were you aiming at? Just making
One
sure
of
I get
the
this.
tuning fork things to try and that were suspended.
Okay, yeah, one of the resonance amplifiers.
Yeah, the resonance amplifiers.
There's this massive shatter as all of the glass from where they're being contained explodes, and this bright green flash, which, thankfully, since you have this Mr. Sombrero, doesn't do anything. It hits, and you can see it crackle with this neon green energy. From around you on the corner, you can see what looks like a sludge-covered lab coat and some points of white bone sticking out from under it.
Doctor?
That's same, yeah. That's same. And you can see from where the shield is, you're fine, but you can see like small pitted holes and decay in the ground. And this massive wave of mist gets sucked in like a wave directly towards the praying mantis thing as it inhales a large portion of it. And you all feel that pull again as the pyramid inside it starts spinning even faster. And you can see what looks like all this weird gearwork inside the abdomen where those apertures are, assembling another, what looks like smaller praying mantis, as one of them is about 3/4 the way out.
Perfume, gaslight, fire.
I'm cool with that.
Enhance.
It's like this mofo.
Enhance.
Go up to the large praying mantis thing and start throwing gaslights and perfume inside of it.
All right, who's doing what?
Is that the plan?
You know what? He's gonna hold up his he's gonna be like, hold on, and grab
But
all of the
fire.
stuff that was mentioned, all of the things, and go invisible.
Oh, that's right.
He's spending his stuff.
And spending his stuff to try to then carry it and climb in. Exactly, and blank face, remember, the and trying to climb up and get up in there, and if need be, sacrifice himself for the greater good.
The greater good. Couldn't help it.
Greater good? I'm the greatest good that you're ever gonna get.
All right, so you sneak up. But it's going to be a chance roll for the rest. It hasn't noticed you, and one of the smaller praying mantises, which is almost like a small carbon copy of this large carriage-sized praying mantis, hits the ground and lets out this keen, and you can see that it has portholes as well, and it starts inhaling mist as it builds up and gets a little bit stronger. What'd you get? 51?
I was back at 80 because I failed. I'm so glad I failed on this other thing so that I can succeed at this new thing.
All right. Start you lighting it and chucking it then?
Well, I'm gonna just get, like, the goal was to get as, like, close, possibly even inside.
Okay,
and
so
just
not inside.
I mean,
or like, you know, right up against one of the holes and just like be
as
able
one
to
of the
chuck
apertures
everything.
opens.
Exactly, and just chuck all that shit in there at once.
All right. Watch as it catches and drags a bunch of these gas lamps. Sorry, I'm just going back to
And
gaslight.
perfume.
And perfume. So
Two gas
it's like
lamps and 3 or 4 perfume bottles.
it's like a violet, like the flowers and methane explosion inside as you see this green fire erupt and fry the praying mantis that's being assembled inside, and the pyramid inside halts for a second and it starts reversing in the direction it's moving, and you can see these bright green tendrils of energy start to lash out from the portholes. Well, at that point, Major Blank, I need you to make a chance roll to dodge out of the way as the shockwave erupts outward. And the shield is behind you.
Oh.
Oh. Good news
I
is you're back
do
up
not.
to 80.
The good news is I'm back up to 80.
The bad news
Silver
is
linings.
you take 3 stuff.
I'm at nothing.
No stuff.
No stuff.
As a beam of energy hits you, as you dive out of the way, it wraps around you and you can feel it rip the mist out of you. And you fall to the ground and you're like, ah! You're still alive and you still have energy. But all of the extra feels like it's been pulled from you.
What? Is the pyramid still going the other direction now? Or
It's kind of like doing this weird thing where it'll pause on one face and you can see these writhing spider-like runes on it, and then it starts spinning again and pauses on another one as some of the cogs and gears inside this giant praying mantis thing is like hitching and grinding the wrong way from the explosion.
all right, I'm gonna look at Felix, and I want to try and perform a ritual
Meesh, mosh, moosh. Meesh,
To,
mosh,
uh,
moosh.
to harness and maybe release elsewhere this Widdershin energy that is being contained in this praying mantis machine.
All right.
Or maybe Felix should do it. Because I looked at my percentage is at 20, but all right,
So is mine.
here goes. All right, here goes.
everybody
Yes,
but Major Blank is hurting real
know.
bad there. But
Um,
he has nothing left. His tank is empty.
So one of the charms on the charm bracelet is a is a letter A. So there's an A, a heart, and then there's also like a little axolotl or whatever. And gonna take the A off and kind of almost use it like a tuning fork. It's kind of like take the metal spike and kind of hit against the metal spike, like try and get like a resonance to go with to draw out that
Gotcha.
to counter that Widdershin energy. Give it back.
And at this point, Major Blank would probably be back under the shield. What are you doing, Felix? He's starting
Is
this
there
ritual.
any way I
Can
can?
help?
Giving assistance.
What were you going to say, dude? I didn't mean to talk over you.
That's okay. You're fine. I was just trying to think because like, there's a couple ways I could probably help. Like, I don't know if it actually would help, but I feel like it might. Because with the tuning forks, is that case actually broken open now, or is it just cracked?
One side of the. You mean where the Tesla coil thing was?
Because you said there's like the tuning forks that are
Yeah.
increasing the resonance.
Yeah, there's like these 2 large Tesla coil looking things, but inside the glass are like these tuning forks that are bouncing resonance back and forth. But one of them has been destroyed.
And it's connecting straight to that praying mantis.
Yeah, looked like.
I want to break the other one because I
Okay.
think that'll disrupt the signal enough to help Abandon
All right.
kind of take some of that.
Gotcha. So, Abaddon. So it's gonna be a 3 stuffer.
All right.
I don't mind contributing stuff if
No.
I need to.
No, not to this one. I got this one. You got your thing.
All right.
Woo. Here we go.
Me.
Again?
Life, the universe, and everything.
not
Is
enough.
that-
It's not enough if I'm doing it by myself.
Yep. So you focus in and you hit your charm with the nail, and you do hear this wavelength of sound and resonance kind of come off of it, but it's just too difficult. You can't manage to muster the energy together at this point. All right, and for you, Felix, go ahead and make a roll trying to get this here chance of shattering stuffs. As you do.
You got this, Felix. You do
I
got
do.
this.
So, how'd you want to do this part, Felix? Like, what are you doing to break it?
I think seeing the way it is and everything, I pick up if there's a rock or anything on the ground and I just hurl it as hard as I can at it because I just want it to stop.
All right. So, most of the rocks are actually stonework that's been integrated into the floor. You reach down to grab what you think is a rock and you pick it up, and it's the bone white skull of somebody. And you throw it, and it shatters and causes a strange resonance where, like, it's almost like a gong hitting the tuning forks as the what do you call it? The discord from the harmony just breaks and it almost folds in on itself. It's just like with the torsion of the resonance just kind of goes. Nicely done, my man. Your chance is now down to 5.
10.
No, it's down to 10.
Oh, it's down to 10. Yeah. Dang.
That's
All right.
called the sign of success.
What's happening with like the praying mantis and everything now that when that happens?
It like moves its head a couple of times, like it's clearing its mind, and looks over, and you can see the multifaceted gems that make up the large portion of its head go from this weird scintillating prismatic color to this pale green to this dull red as they turn and look over at you,
That Felix?
at all 3 of you, like in your general direction.
We freed you. Be gone.
And you
All right.
you actually hear this over the resonant wavelengths, this feeling that goes, it's just hungry.
All right.
And in this slight chittering sound, you see that there are 2 of those. Well, no, there's only one smaller praying mantis, and it goes, you can hear it saying, "Feed us."
There's some people upstairs.
Well, do
They'll
we
feed
just
you
try
more
and
than us.
do we try and burn it down with fire now, or you got any more keepsakes? Major Blank?
I made sure.
Because if Major has a keepsake to do a ritual, and then I help them, they have 100% chance.
I kind of don't want to risk my what you call 'em, my chance, because I have no stuff. So if I fail, my chance goes down, and then I'm that much closer to death.
Because I can do it again, but I don't get 100% chance. My chance is only at 40.
Worth a shot.
You know what? Fuck it. We'll do it live.
So we have 100% chance if I help you
I mean-
do a ritual.
Drive it like you stole it.
Exactly. Let's do it.
All right. What is Major Blank's ritual?
Me smash, me smash.
I forget what exactly are we? What is the intent of the ritual?
That's a good question.
Yeah, whatever it
What
is.
are we trying to do?
We'll have 100% chance. I don't know if you want to try and do what I did, or if you want to try and do something else entirely.
Ooh. Okay, so
Because this thing needs to go away.
I've got an idea, guys. So
Okay.
it's going to be, from Street Fighter, Akuma's old his finisher, where he would shadow step into the target, and then screen goes black and you just see a lot of punching, and then suddenly there's the kanji for death. It's going to be like that, except tying the thing up with his grappling hook. So he puts his hood over, wipes his face off, and just fades into the darkness and ties the motherfucker up.
So it's like spider cable.
Exactly.
All right. I don't even think you have to roll for that, do you? It's just 100%
What-
chance.
What's our stuff usage?
Let's see. Last one. 3.
All right, got it.
You sure?
Yep, leaves me with 4.
All right.
Okay.
Well, why don't we
So-
split the difference? I'll contribute 1, and then you contribute 2, and that way we
Okay.
both have 5.
Sure. We have 105% chance to do this, Don.
I think. Yeah, I'm just going to rule that this shit happens. It is tied up and not moving at the moment.
I'll just look at Felix. Fire?
I mean, we tried fire.
Yeah, I think you used all your things, didn't you?
There's
Uh-huh.
a whole bunch of them out in the hallway.
Those are
Oh,
mounted. Those are mounted gas lights.
Yeah, but what we could do is we could open up all the valves
You're not wrong.
and just blow up this entire place.
Are there any, like, because there was that Widdershin energy, is there any actual, like, Widdershins or toys somewhere around in this room?
You see what looks like a massive pile of debris in the far corner, but none of it is moving. It looks like broken bits of tin, plastic, glass,
So
porcelain.
did I throw the doctor's skull?
Yes.
That's why he's always down in the basement. Because he's dead.
So, are you running to break loose the lights, or what's the plan here?
Is there, like,
Oh.
is there more of this basement than where we came from?
Just the main lab and the way up and out, it appears.
So there's not anywhere else down here that there might be, like, some Widdershins being stored or anything.
Mm-mm. Doesn't
Okay.
appear to.
So does it seem like the resonance was what was able to control it?
Yeah, something like that. It looked like it was keeping it docile to a degree. What our plan?
So, you know what? I think we set fire to this place. Lock the door behind us. Although I actually can't lock things unless you can donate stuff. Or I could channel my chance.
Yep. Could always chance it.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to think, like, if we burn this place down, is it possible that this thing is strong enough that it would just burn down the containment and now it's free on the world?
I don't know. We kind of already fucked it up pretty bad with fire.
It's also true.
Are one of the portcullis or whatever, the little doors inside of the praying mantis still available?
Yeah, they're still open and closing. They're kind of like these
I'm gonna-
venting apertures that keep moving.
I'm gonna take the lab coat or doctor's coat, whatever it was on the doctor dude, and I'm just gonna shove it inside of it.
I'm gonna run up and do that.
It's tied up.
I mean, you're not wrong.
It is tied up.
Okay.
I'm gonna shove it inside the hole and see if I can get it to tangle up with the cube or pyramid.
The pyramid looks like it's suspended in the center, but it looks like it could get caught in a lot of the manufacturing mechanisms inside.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right. I mean, yeah, go ahead and roll a chance because that might get hairy.
Uh-oh. Oh,
yeah, I
that
failed.
was almost a 9. That was
Yep.
almost a 9.
Yeah, I watched it roll. I'm like, yeah, you dart in, get around your barriers, and shove it in, and it does. It gets caught up and jammed in there. And you hear this terrible sound of these gears like getting caught and seizing and grinding on their shafts. And there's a few armatures inside that seize completely and then break off as they curl in on themselves from being over torqued.
How big is the pyramid?
The pyramid, it's roughly the size of like a dinner plate.
And is it like could it be pulled out of one of the portcullis cells? Like, are the portcullis big enough to take the pyramid out through?
It doesn't look like it.
Okay.
Yeah, each of those apertures are probably just like 6 inches in diameter. So right now, one of them's got a lab coat half in it.
Does it look like it was damaged, though, the pyramid from the fireball?
Pyramid does not look damaged, no. Just the praying mantis does.
Yeah, I don't think anything we do will actually take this out at the moment.
Just trying to figure out if we need to get the pyramid out of the praying mantis or not.
Does it feel like a hollow, or does it feel like...
It feels kind of like a hollow, but worse.
like an elder hollow?
The praying mantis or the pyramid?
The praying mantis. The pyramid feels like something completely different.
Does it look like the praying mantis was damaged quite a bit after?
Oh yeah, it's struggling. Like at its like if it were set on fire from the inside and all of the gears tangled up and just being terribly miserable right now, it probably would have broken free from the lines.
Oh, well, then let's just
Alright.
finish off the praying
I'm
mantis
gonna-
real quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it to grab one of look at Major Blank and be like, I need two of these. Grab 2 of the nails and go charging in.
All right. Rolling chance.
Basically, I guess what I'm hoping for here is like an extended task, kind of is what I'm going for.
The extended tasks, I think, are combat. So I think we're actually
Yeah.
in that.
Yeah, I'm like going in with these, intending to like jam up some more of these gears and everything inside with these metal nails.
I mean, I'll help with that.
By allowing him to take the what you call them, the
The
Shivs?
nails, spikes,
The
shivs.
yeah, the shivs. That is him helping.
All
He could have
right.
bit his fingers off.
47.
Yes. Success.
You run in, and where are you jabbing these? Just into the praying mantis itself, or?
Well, because we can see if I can see any like those moving gears or parts on the inside, I will just go in and
All right.
in any gears or anything that are still moving or anything joints, just like jam them up with these things.
And your stuff does 2 for every 1, right? Something
Yep.
like that.
They lose 2 stuff instead of
When
1.
you exceed on a roll, it does.
All right. So with that, you jam both in, and the gears and cogs start seizing and breaking apart, and the whole mantis starts shuddering as it's tied down in this cocoon. And it goes still for a second, and the spinning pyramid halts, but it halts on a face you hadn't seen before, and it's almost like an octopod, humanoid-looking face.
Hail Hydra?
And you hear this terrible screech as this neon green energy, like a shockwave, goes outward in all directions. And the sound almost sounds like a deep resonant bell when it does.
I hope
the-
the sombrero holds out.
The sombrero does, but the barrier is shattered. Unfortunately, Abaddon isn't under it.
Oh, fuck.
It's okay.
You need to make
Wait,
a
wait,
chance
wait.
roll.
No, it's okay.
If you fail an extended
fail,
task, you suffer
if-
no loss the first time
yeah.
in the scene.
This is So if I fail this roll, I don't lose anything, and if I succeed, I don't know.
Oh,
Oh.
buddy.
It's okay. I lose no stuff, and my chance goes back up.
Yeah, you're lucky that you have that as the energy washes through you, but you're made of stronger materials, and you don't take the 6 stuff and damage.
Oh,
I
God.
mean, he's made of stronger stuff.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
thick stuff would have been no stuff for me.
And the room goes dark, and the pyramid goes inert. The only thing you hear is this rustling sound as the dumbwaiter slams closed.
Uh-oh.
Now we burn it down.
Well, I'm gonna look around real quick while I'm in here to see if there's like a hatch or anything that might be able to get this pyramid out of here.
Well, it split the mantis pretty much wide open during the shockwave, so it's just sitting there in the wreckage.
You sure you want to touch that?
Yeah.
Well, there is like I know which face is the bad face. Wait, there's still like lab coat pieces in here, right?
When you look at the pyramid, all of the faces look smooth. As
It's
it's
a
sitting
D4
there.
now.
Yeah, it basically looks like a D4 with rounded corners.
If I can, I'm just gonna take some of that lab coat, and just tear it off, and kind of wrap it around it.
Yeah, easy enough. It's easy to make like a little mini pyramid backpack.
Like we need to get this out of here.
Is there any windows
Mm-mm.
in the basement at all?
Nope.
It's a dungeon basement.
Okay.
There's no windows.
Yeah, from what you can tell, it looks like it's pretty much centered directly under the house.
Hmm.
Open up all the valves. Let's do it.
Yeah,
I think
Yeah.
something just came down the dumbwaiter. I don't know.
maybe.
Or up.
Or maybe the missus heard some noise and was afraid that hubby would find out.
Right.
This poor dude comes in. Oh my god!
Just gonna
Teach
go
you
and,
to be a home wrecker.
All right. Yeah, it's easy enough to break the valves loose and get a spark going. Are you just fleeing out the front door then, or?
we're gonna open up all the gaslight, like to open up all the valves down here 1st,
Mhm.
get it going.
Yeah, it's easy enough to do.
And on the way out, I'll spend 2 stuff to roll a couple of the logs out of the fire.
Oh, nice.
And I will spend 2 stuff on the way out to make sure we could walk through a burning house unharmed. All of us.
All right, so all 3 of you do this hero walk as the house just ignites and goes up like a small butane torch from the basement upwards. In the firelight, as you
Slow motion hero walk
Yep.
away.
in the firelight in the distance, you swear you could see something glinting flying away.
Oh, there was a baby praying
Yeah.
mantis.
There was.
And
It ran away and
down in the bay, you see what looks like something massive where the water should be, walking into the distance. It's probably, best guess, maybe 120 feet tall, has these large bat-like wings and this slick, misshapen head from the back.
All hail Cthulhu.
And that's where we'll end it.
Blink, 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 blink.
Yep. Thanks for hanging around, guys.
Yeah.
That was super fun. I really do like this Keepsakes game. It's kind of fun. It's like dark
I think
fairy
it's really
tale Toy Story.
Yeah, and honestly, I like one thing I appreciate about it just from like the systems standpoint is like it as a player, you don't there's like a built-in like balancing that you're not gonna be like there's not really any way to be BS overpowered like in like 3.5 or Pathfinder where you could just build your character essentially to
Yeah.
only fail on a 1, but then also the vice versa is also true that you could if you are trying a new class or whatever and you just build it wrong and then it's like, oh, no matter what I do I lose. And
Yeah,
it does a good job of finding that middle ground where you can there's always the ebb and flow and
exactly. It's just this constant up and down where it's like this amount of effort that you put forward wears you out, and then when you fail, you kind of get this respite and you build back up again. It's a really cool back and forth. It's a system I haven't seen before. But yeah, hope you all enjoyed that totally made up story where I just thought it'd be super fun. Yeah.
Now we
Improv for
can
the win.
harness the D4.
Yep. And you have a mantis out in the wild somewhere. And maybe next time when we do Keepsakes, they'll find the other 4 pyramids. Da-da-da.
Insert aliens.
Cthulhu from
just all of the nope. Nope.
I'm a
Nope.
human, so I can't pronounce it correctly.
No, yeah, I like this one too. It's quick and easy to get into, and there's just a lot of imagination and creativity.
Yeah,
that you can
absolutely.
put to it.
You can just have a lot of fun and run around and do stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'm pretty sure I've established the precedence that if we do this again, I have to do a new character. Like each time I'm just gonna have to come up with a new action figure.
I'm down
I'm
with
okay
it.
with this.
Yep. Absolutely.
All right. Well, anybody who's watching still, thank you. If
Yep.
you haven't tried this game, you definitely should. Fool's Moon Entertainment is kind of they're the ones that created this, and it is super fun. you should check them out as well. And yeah, we'll see you with something else, a different indie game, mayhaps, in 2 weeks.
Yep. In a couple Wednesdays from now. Yep. We're currently under review on the next ones. I'm thinking maybe that Overgrown one or Overgrowth one. That looks interesting. Where you play as animals.
But it looks like it's, like the Avatar type thing where you mix animals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm interested to see how
What do
that
you
plays.
mean it's a turtle bear? No, it's just a real bear. Weird.
Yeah, I want to do something like a penguin sloth.
I would do
Goodness.
a bear shark.
Grimace. Grimace is a penguin sloth.
A sharer,
I mean, you're not wrong.
a sharer, shark bear, sharer,
Yeah.
sharer.
Man, bear, pig.
Or a duck-billed plata eagle.
Cat dog.
Snell never answered the age-old question of how they use the restroom.
Let's just say it tasted really shitty for one of them.
Or both, depending on the day.
And now you must know why the dog was always happy and the cat was always annoyed.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, folks.
Goodness.
Ugh.
Time
Take
to
care.
sign off.
Yep.
Yep. Good night, everybody. It is time for me to make like a
Crash
tree and
out.
knock the fuck out.
All right. Night. Thanks again
Good night,
for joining.
gents.
Night.
Stay legendary, folks.